The difference between dressing well and wasting money often comes down to knowing which items actually deserve your money. There are many pieces like a good watch or a quality suit that have fine craftsmanship and are worth the financial investment. But there are also plenty of fashion items that cost 5 or 10 times more without looking noticeably better or improving your wardrobe in any meaningful way. So in this video, I'm breaking down 10 clothing and fashion items that are usually not worth overspending on and what you should be looking for instead. And just to be clear, this isn't about buying the cheapest version of everything. It's about knowing where spending more actually gives you something in return. There are certain clothing items that I would happily spend more on, but the items on this list are not among them. Hi everyone, I'm Nick, and if you're new here, I talk about a wide variety of topics on the art of dressing and living well. If that sounds interesting, hit subscribe. Also, follow me on Instagram. I post there regularly and I have a ton of fun content planned. The first clothing item that is not worth overspending on is a plain t-shirt. There is a real difference between a cheap, poorly made t-shirt and a good one, especially when it comes to things like fabric, fit, and stitching. However, once you reach a solid mid-range level, the improvements become much more difficult to notice. A luxury t-shirt may cost several $100s, but it's still a basic cotton garment that will be washed frequently, absorb sweat, lose some of its shape, and eventually need replacing. White t-shirts are especially vulnerable to stains and discoloration around the collar. If you have the money to spend, and this goes for all the items on this list, then you can absolutely spend money on a high-end t-shirt. But if not, instead of paying for an expensive shirt, I would buy an affordable option or a nice mid-range shirt and focus on the details that actually matter, like flattering cut and fabric with enough weight to drape properly. The next items that are rarely worth overspending on are designer socks and underwear. This is kind of similar to the first one in that these are all basic items and these are some of the most frequently worn and washed pieces in your wardrobe, which means they will naturally stretch out, fade, and wear out over time. Even an expensive pair will eventually lose its shape or develop holes, so paying a major premium for a high-end brand usually doesn't translate into significantly better value. Don't buy the cheapest option available, but you can find excellent versions from many brands out there without paying luxury fashion prices. Ultimately, these are functional basics that should feel good, fit properly, and be easy to replace. Item number 3 is a designer logo belt. Now this one, I don't think anyone should ever spend money on because anything with a big logo just looks tacky in my opinion, and it will just look dated fast. With many designer belts too, most of the price is tied to the buckle and the recognizable logo rather than a major improvement in craftsmanship. A good belt can absolutely be worth investing in, but stick with something like a simple leather belt because it's more versatile. Look for full grain or high quality leather, neat stitching, and a nice buckle that works with several pairs of trousers and shoes. If you're looking for a good belt that can pair with many different outfits, then you're in luck because the sponsor of today's video is Anson Belt & Buckle. They are a family-run company that's been around since 2009 and they've completely reinvented how belts should work. Instead of holes, Anson uses a micro-adjustable track system with quarter-inch increments, so your belt fits perfectly every single time. And once you experience that kind of fit and comfort, you'll never want to go back to a regular belt again. What's also great is that their buckles and straps are interchangeable, so you can mix and match them depending on the outfit. That makes it much easier to always have a belt that matches your outfit perfectly without having to buy dozens of belts that clutter up your closet. But this isn't just about style. It's about feeling more comfortable, more confident, and more polished in what you wear. Anson's belts adjust with you throughout the day, so whether you're sitting, standing, or on the move, you're always comfortable and looking sharp. I have multiple belts from Anson, and I actually bought my first one all the way back in 2020. I wear it daily, and it's held up well over the years. And if you're wondering why you should trust them, this is a company that's still proudly family owned and operated, has earned over 40,000 5-star reviews, and backs their belts with a lifetime guarantee on functionality. They stand behind every product they make, and once you wear one, you'll see why. And because Anson Belt & Buckle is sponsoring today's video, when you click the link in the description or scan this QR code to build a box set, you'll receive 2 bonus pieces, a buckle and a strap, completely free. That's 3 buckles and 3 straps, which can be mixed and matched into 9 unique belt combinations, all in one box. This is a deal that you don't want to miss out on, so click the link, build your set, and upgrade your belts today. Next up, we have athleisure. I know many people who spend hundreds of dollars on athleisure, and if you have the money for it, go for it. But these are loungewear pieces like hoodies, shorts, and sweatpants that you're going to wear around the house or at most to a workout. Meaning they're going to be exposed to sweat, or simply, you're not really going to be wearing them beyond your front door. and you don't want to waste your money. It's not like this is a well-tailored suit for a special occasion. Stick with a good affordable or mid-range option. I actually just picked up some shorts from Gymshark and H&M for lounging, and they're both great. Clothing item number 5 is a pair of swim shorts. I added this one because I'm currently looking for a new pair myself because all my old pairs have been destroyed by chlorine and salt over time. That right there is my reasoning as to why I don't think anyone should be spending too much money on a swimsuit, because it will inevitably be destroyed even if you rinse it after use. Also, I don't think most people go swimming that often, so for something that you don't wear frequently, I just don't think it's worth it. I would go for an affordable option because there are many available, and stick with a clean design and color and a good fit. The next item that is often not worth overspending on is sunglasses. This one might be a bit of a controversial one because I know how much people love their sunglasses. The reason why I'm including it is less because of the price and design, and more because I know how often people break or lose them. For example, last summer I was on a boat and this woman's $700 pair of sunglasses blew off her head and into the lake, and they were never seen again. For me personally, I'm on my 3rd pair of aviators. Instead of exclusively buying expensive sunglasses, I would have one or a couple higher end pairs to wear with nice outfits. Then I would also have a few inexpensive pairs for everyday use that I'm not afraid to lose or break. Just ensure that all pairs that you buy have proper UV protection and suit your face shape. Number 7 are fashion brand watches. These are watches sold primarily under the name of a clothing or accessories brand rather than a company that's known for watchmaking. They may look stylish, but the price is often based more on branding and design rather than on the movement and craftsmanship. If you want to buy one, that's not a problem, just don't spend a great deal of money on one. And if you are looking to invest in a good watch, go to an established watchmaker because you will find better build quality and a longer history of producing reliable timepieces. Number 8 is any kind of distressed or pre-damaged clothing. This includes heavily ripped jeans, artificially faded jackets, and garments designed to look as if they've already been worn for years. Ripped clothing is out of style anyway these days, so I just don't think it's worth spending money on. Distressed clothing can also become dated quickly because the damage is tied to a specific trend or aesthetic. Plus, I always try to tell people to buy timeless clothing because it still looks good decades from now. And in most cases, it just makes more sense to buy a well-made pair of jeans, a leather jacket, or a pair of shoes and allow them to develop natural character over time. The second last item is any highly trend-driven clothing. Unfortunately, the algorithm is dictating how a lot of people dress these days, but trends die as fast as they rise. And if your closet is full of trend-driven clothing, you're going to waste a lot of money on items that you only get 1 or 2 wears out of. As I said for the last item, invest your money in timeless clothing that will still look good decades from now. If you want to buy a few trendy items, that's not a problem, but overall, it just makes more sense to buy higher quality clothing items that will last decades rather than waste your money on items that will only look good in the short term. The final category that is usually not worth spending money on is extremely cheap, fast fashion formal wear. This may seem like the opposite of everything else on this list, but spending too little can be just as wasteful as spending too much. Suits, blazers, and dress trousers rely heavily on structure and fabric, and those are often the first areas compromised at the lower end price points. Cheap formal wear can use shiny synthetic fabrics, weak construction, and awkward proportions that make the garment look inexpensive before you even notice the label. You may then spend additional money on alterations only to end up with something that costs you as much, if not more, in alterations than it cost you to buy. There are always exceptions, but for the most part, it's always better to invest in a quality, proper tailored suit that you can get good use out of for special occasions. Ultimately, dressing well is not about buying the cheapest clothes or the most expensive ones. It's about knowing where quality genuinely matters and where a higher price tag gives you very little in return. Remember to check out Anson Belt and Buckle if you're looking to upgrade your belts, and if you enjoyed this video, you may also like a similar video I did on 10 purchases every man should invest in, which I'll link down below. Let me know in the comments below which fashion item you think is the biggest waste of money, and make sure you give the video a like because it really helps out my channel. Thanks for watching.